I just be a nice guy and girls are gonna like me. No, they're not. She's not gonna suck your dick with the same veracity when you're a fat as when you're in shape. She's just not.
Alright, what's good, YouTube? We got a little reaction content for y'all today. We're reacting to Jubilee, skinny versus fat. We got little characters in this video. We got, Myron from the Unfresh and Unfit podcast. I got booted off of YouTube and shit like that. So, yeah, I feel like I'm qualified to speak on this type of argument because, what I'm saying? Insert workout picture here, insert workout picture here. I feel like I'm qualified to, speak in this type of discussion. This is a discussion I can get behind. You know what I mean? So, we're going to get into it. This might be a two-parter because it's like an hour long. So, yeah, it's going to be a two-parter. So, him right here, I watched some of his videos when he talks about, steroid usage and all that because I've been for a long time considering, maybe taking little steroids in the future, you know what I mean? Maybe competing at one point. I'm pretty fit, you know what I mean? I feel like steroids could bring me to the next level because I'm, 19, only 150 pounds, and I'm almost benching 3 plates. So, I'm benching like 275 right now. So, I've always thought about taking steroids at one point. Now, I don't know who the hell this nigga is right here, but, I've seen videos from him, kinda, and I think everyone knows about who the fuck this nigga is.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity?
Yes. Shame is what led me to an eating disorder.
I don't
Whose
believe
fault is
When
that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
That's your fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
operation.
professional victim. I'm you.
Okay. See, now he's already starting off with that, mean-spirited, hateful comments and shit like that. He's saying like it's his fault that he has a eating disorder or he felt shamed about it. I mean, that is true to an extent. You shouldn't feel shamed about. You shouldn't care what nobody thinks of you. Is how I feel. But
Agree, like looking
let's
at
get
his
into
physique,
it.
like
It's
he's
too
a
long
perfectly,
video.
I would say, maybe healthy.
No.
Maybe.
He's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
I don't agree with that. The crazy part is like half of these niggas, like him, I know he's using steroids 100%. And then the nigga before him, I don't know about him. I don't know if he's using steroids. He just, to me, he doesn't look fit, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like I look better than him. He doesn't look that good. I'm just saying. But, for him to call himself fit is kind of crazy to me. When he's fit by standards, I guess. But when it comes to like gym standards, he's not really fit, I feel like, at least.
I have felt disgusted looking at a fat body.
Right, so I'm not gonna lie. I've never felt disgusted looking at someone who's fat. You know what I mean? Because that's none of my damn business. Like, okay, you're fat. I may not like that. Like, I personally don't like that, right? But that doesn't make me be like, ugh, like, you look nasty. You know what I mean? Now, if any nigga on here walks forward, I just think they're fucking weird. Because, like, why would it matter how someone else looks to you? You know what I mean? Like, why do you have to be disgusted by the way someone else looks? Like, okay, you don't like them, but you don't gotta feel disgust and disdain in yourself for the way someone else looks to you. Like, what? But let's see who else for it.
And our agreeers,
I guarantee you, he's gonna walk for it. I knew it. I called it.
whoever feels compelled to start us off.
Well, it's unacceptable to be fat.
Okay.
Oh. How the fuck is it unacceptable to be fat? Like, I'm gonna let him explain, but like, okay, someone's fat, but like, what the fuck does that have to do with you? You know what I mean? Like, someone being fat, what does that have to do with you as a person? Like, it's unacceptable to you. Who gives a fuck, right? They're fat. Ooh, so what? You know what I mean? But let's get into it. Is this your
That's
own
a
ball?
great start. I mean, I know why you say that, but it's one of those things where, do you know why you're saying that?
Yes, because I've been fat before and I lost the weight.
Well, me too. I've been fat my whole life. I've been way skinnier than I am now, and I've been way heavier than I am now. Was I less valuable at one point in there?
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources, but that's a whole other conversation. But
I think that's so fucking stupid. How a human being's life is less valuable because they're fat and they drain more resources the difference between someone who's a certain body weight compared to obese person, that difference in the amount of resources they consume, that's so finite and small, like it makes no real fucking difference if we're being honest. You know what I mean? Like especially with the ratio of fat people to like fit people or people that aren't obese in America. You know what I mean? At least America. That's just like that's such a stupid point. Like nigga, you're not you're not less valuable as a person just because you're fat. Like that's stupid.
But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because you control every single morsel of food that goes into your mouth.
Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline. It shows a lack of character. It shows a lack of temperance. And when you're fat, it's an outward manifestation of your inadequacies.
When I see somebody who's five,
I don't think because someone's fat, they're inadequate in a sense. You could like he makes some decent points sometimes. Like Myron right here, he makes some decent points. Like you could say they are a little, undisciplined, this, that, and the third, for not being able to watch what they eat. You know what I mean? Like, I get that, right? I get that. But at the same time, it's like they're fat. Like, okay, we get it. Like, doesn't mean that they're less of a human being or inadequate. You know what I mean? Like, sure they are causing themselves, detrimental health risk and like really harming themselves in the long run from being obese, you know. But like you never know why someone's in that position, and I bet you he's just gonna put it all in an umbrella term. Like he's gonna categorize all the fat people in like one umbrella. Like, cause like there's some people that are fat because of like actual conditions they have that cause them to be a certain way, and that they have no control over. So, you know, but we'll get into that.
over 600 pounds, all I can think of is why do they care so little about their health that they can do this, allow themselves to gain that much weight, knowing it's taken 20, 30, 40 years off their life? I just can't imagine not wanting to live that badly.
I get that. I get that though. Talking about it, they're taking years off their life and all that. That makes sense though. Like, why would you want to live like that? Why would you want to harm yourself like that? And I feel like that applies to people that are fat willingly fat and don't try and control their weight and don't try and like get themselves out of that obesity threshold. I feel like that applies to them, not people with conditions or like they're fat for like or they've been trying to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they just need to try harder. You know what I mean? Because it's not possible to lose weight or gain it. You know what I mean? But it's just like I feel like you can only really be like harsh and hard on the people that are like willingly fat and aren't doing anything to get rid of that and happy to be fat and obese. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I understand
You can't
nobody
assume that
thinking
everyone
that.
has the same opinion though, because unfortunately, some people have emotional stuff that happened, traumatic stuff that's happened. So you can't discount and just say, "Oh, because they're fat."
Boo-hoo, man. Like, there's way worse stuff going on in the world versus
Absolutely.
people saying, "Oh my God, I'm sad. I'm gonna eat some ice cream." It's like, no, dude. It's like you're fat. You made that decision. You live in the best country ever. If you live in a civilized first world country where you have electricity, internet power, etc., you deserve to be bullied. It's ridiculous to me.
Okay. Look, right. I do agree he makes good points and all that because we do like niggas that live in America. We live in probably easily one of the best countries in the world, one of the best, not the utmost best. You know that's argument for another day. But we live in one of the best with the most resources or a lot of resources. Like everything is available to you. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like people that aren't doing nothing and saying they can't do anything about it just because they aren't doing nothing, there's a problem with that. And then bullying. I feel like in some instances, a little bit of bullying can be good for people because I used to be bullied for being, small and ugly. You know what I mean? I feel like I've gotten better on both fronts. You know what I mean? So I feel like a little bit of bullying can help, and bullying made me become who I am today. I feel like so maybe a little better, right? But like at the end of the day, like especially if you live in America, but that doesn't apply to all the obese people because the most obese country in the world is like an island or something like that. You know what I mean? The place with the most obese people per capita is not even in America. So, yeah.
That we have all these fat people running around. Meanwhile, people are being bombed in Gaza. It's ridiculous. We are so privileged here in the United States running around. Meanwhile, people are being bombed in Gaza. It's ridiculous. we are so privileged here in the United States and in the West in general. When I see a fat person, I'm like, wow, you got the gift of life. You got the gift of being in a developed country, and you're a fat POS talking about body positivity on TikTok. What the hell is
But
going
now
on
you're
here?
segmenting though, because not everyone thinks like that. What do you
No, we
think?
need to bring shaming back.
He's right. He's right.
Okay.
He's right. Hold on. Damn. Took me right to pause that bitch. But he's right. He is segmenting and shit like that because not all obese people think like that. He's putting them on umbrella like I said he would. He's putting them on umbrella, right? Because that's what he likes to do. But right, so it's just like body positivity. I believe in that. As a nigga who used to be really skinny and looked really ugly, I believe in you should feel positively towards your body and want to make a positive change towards it anytime you want to alter it. You know what I mean? There's always room to improve no matter what. Like right now, I have room to improve, right? And it's just that, body positivity, I like it. I like the movement, except for when it positively promotes like unhealthy overweight people. You know what I mean? Like obese people. Like they're like promoting the body of a person who's like in such a high fat deficit that they're gonna die in a few years. I don't think that's a good thing to do. If anything, that's not even a positive. That's like negatively promoting someone's body because you're promoting someone with severe health risks, saying that it's okay to be this way, or it's okay to look that way when it's not. You know what I mean? Like promoting like obese people that have serious health risks. I feel like that's the bad side of body positivity. You know what I mean? Cause like, why are you promoting someone that's like has severe health risks at the moment and will have even more in the future? You know?
We need to bring
But,
shaming
I
back in
digress.
so many other regards besides obesity. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat
Jesus.
people. We need to shame everybody because shame has been one of the strongest defenses against degeneracy and human cups.
You had a personal experience you wanted to share. You said you used to be overweight. Now you're
Oh
not.
yeah, so I did an experiment back in like 2015 where I like bulked for like almost 2 years and I got up to like 250 pounds and then I dieted down. It took me about 7 months. I systematically did it, control my calories, tracked my macros, tracked my protein, carbs, fats, and systematically lost 1 to 2 pounds per week.
So you chose to gain up to 250.
Yeah,
You
so
were
I've been
naturally
on
skinny
all
before.
spectrums. Like I'm naturally skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get fat as an experiment.
Yeah.
Did it, and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna lose the weight. And then all I did was just track my calories, like the same food every single day.
Yeah.
Went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and everything was controlled, and it got done. Was it monotonous? Of course. Was it boring?
No, yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
I agree with you there. I am naturally this way. This is with working out 4 or 5 times
That's
a
not
week.
true.
This is
No, you
100% true,
can't.
bro.
I don't like how can you assume that it's not true? He's not naturally that way. He didn't naturally become that way. You know what I mean? When you just said you're naturally skinny, this nigga just said he was naturally skinny, so that means that the inverse is also true. That you could also be naturally fat. If he's saying he's naturally skinny, that means that someone can be the inverse of him, which is naturally fat. But yeah,
Bro,
let's get back into
No,
it.
Come to the gym with
it's
me.
not.
This is me
It's not
working out.
natural at all because at the end of the day, if you don't lose weight, by definition, you're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie
Okay, that is true, especially when you're cutting. Right now, I'm on the bulk, so I need to gain weight. But like, if you're cutting, by definition, you have to be losing weight. That's the whole point of cutting. So if you're not losing weight, he is right about that. You're not in a calorie deficit.
deficit, then you're gonna either maintain or gain weight, and that's the problem is that people
And-
don't
and-
track their calories.
And that's true, but people burn at their resting metabolic rate a different set of calories.
Doesn't matter.
That is true, and fuck what he's talking about. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck how accoladed he is in the fitness industry. People people burn a certain amount of calories at a resting rate regardless. You know what I mean? So that matters in the extent. Like you could do stuff to supplement that. Like say you burn less calories than the average person at a resting rate. Like your heart burns less calories at a resting rate. You can do stuff to supplement that. Run more than most people. This, that, and third. Sweat more. All that. Burn those calories out.
Well, like I said before, it's a culmination of a bunch of bad decisions. I'm not going to go ahead and give the same level of respect to someone who's a fat ass to someone that has worked really hard and diligently on their physique because your body's outward
But
manifestations
there's
of
more
your decisions,
factors to a
your
human
consistency.
being than their body.
Well,
100%. See, I agree with bro on the right, on the fat side, on the far right. Right? There's way more factors than just someone's body in a sense. You know what I mean? and then like giving like you're gonna give less respect to someone like off face value just because they're fat. Like you're gonna give less respect to someone who's fat than to someone who's fit. Like at the end of the day, those two people have something in common. They're both people. You know what I mean? Like, okay, one doesn't have as much weight as the other. Like, nigga, are you about to fuck that person? Is that why you're giving them less respect? Are you about to have sex with that person? No, you're just giving them like that would be the only sense I would get why he as a person would give less respect to other person. You know what I mean? Right? Because he always talks about fat women on his podcast and shit like that. Right? But like, nigga, just a person like just like you when it comes to just giving respect to a person, you're gonna give less because they're fat. Like, come on now, that's
Well, you could judge a lot just off of someone's physique. You'd be like, okay, well, this guy is lazy, and that's personified through their physique. It's the truth.
Abe, I saw you wanted to say
I
something.
mean, just to take it back to the prompt, I think we just kind of went all over the place there.
Yeah, we're still focusing on the word disgust.
Just the word disgust. I mean, I would never look at someone and show disgust towards them. I mean, I think I would respect, like you said.
especially if it's someone I don't know. Now, if it's a nigga I don't fuck with, yeah, I would show disgust towards them. Like if I knew that person already and I don't fuck with them, I'm gonna look at them and be disgusted. But like off face value, someone I don't know, and I'm looking at their body in general, I'm not gonna be like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be fucking disgusted by it. That's just extra. Like that's doing too much.
I mean, you don't respect everyone, like you said, but I think
Respect is earned.
I mean, it is earned, but I mean, I think at a humane level, we can learn to appreciate each other's differences.
Yeah, I don't know if like disgust would be.
See, this nigga right here, this nigga, he gets it. See, I'm with the fat niggas again. I'm with the fat niggas on God.
The right word, right?
I know.
Greg mentioned some health implications with being overweight or obese.
Yeah.
I think being concerned might be a better.
That's the word I was
Yeah,
going
a
to
better
go for.
word,
Like
but-
I can show concern for someone for the way that they.
They're right. Being concerned would be a better word, especially for this prompt. Like, cause in what I feel like what he's about to say, I'm about to pre it, right? I'm about to pre it. He's about to say I can feel concerned for someone without feeling disgust about them, right? And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I can be concerned for you, but I won't be disgusted in you.
They are, but I would never look at someone and say like you're disgusting.
But is it any
But-
different than
It's hard.
if you see somebody who's extremely anorexic, they're 50 pounds, you look at them and you're in shock. Oh my God, like something happens in your body you can't control. You can't stop that.
There
Like
could
how
be a-
can
there
you
could be a
not?
shock
It's not, I
factor,
don't
but
hate them.
that's different
It's just,
from-
wow, oh my God, it's like, it's disgusting. Like, holy good.
That's no. He's not making a good point here. I'm not gonna lie. And I normally fuck with his shit, and then like his persona that he puts on the internet. But that's just not a good point. Like you don't look at someone who's anorexic and like really skinny and just be disgusted with how skinny they are. You know what I mean? It's just a shock. He's talking about like that feeling in your body when you see someone who's quite literally built like a pencil, like really like a pencil, like bones and real skinny and shit like that. You're just like, what the fuck? Like you're in shock, but you're not like, ugh, how's that nigga so skinny? Like what?
Goodness
But
gracious.
why
There's a
would
shock
you
factor
use
that.
Especially to someone you don't know. You're not doing this to someone you don't know. Maybe these weird ass niggas are. The nigga at the very end and the nigga, unfit at the very top. Maybe they are, but like someone you don't know, you're not doing that to.
word disgusting,
That's not
right?
disgusting.
So you just mentioned the polar opposite of what we are, right? But why would you look at them and be disgusted versus concerned? That is a very specific word, and it has
These niggas on the fat side are way better at making points and then like really having a real discussion than these niggas are. You know what I'm saying? They're doing us, muscly niggas, fit niggas they're giving us a bad rep. They picked the wrong niggas to represent us. I'm not gonna lie. They should have Sam Sulik on this bitch. Should have had like Trent Twins on this bitch. Something like that. But they picked the wrong niggas. Cause the points these niggas are making are just insane. But the niggas on the other side, they're making really good points. Because why would your first response be disgust than like a concern? You know what I mean?
very specific connotations behind it, and when it's used, it's somewhat weaponized as well.
I don't think we can help how we feel. I don't think I can choose like, oh, I just am not. It would be sitting here and lying. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm always going to be honest with people. I'm disgusted. This is just how I feel.
The thing is, when you see a fat person, the reason why it's disgusting and the reason why there's so much pushback on this whole body positivity and people make fun of Lizzo, rightfully so, by the way, is because it's unattractive, it's unhealthy. Until we had this woke era, they used to put like models and attractive people on the cover of magazines that were in shape. Why? So people can aspire to look like that. And it's healthy and it looks better in general. You look good, feel good. But when you're fat, it says a lot about you. People aren't going to sit there and be like, let me see if he's a good person. No, they're just going to.
Okay, see, I get what point he's trying to make, right? Especially with that first part, and like putting models and all that, like fit models in magazines and all that, instead of fat ones, because you would want to aspire to be like a fit person over, a obese person. But at the same time, like you can't really be mad at inclusivity. You know what I mean? Inclusivity, because like at the end of the day, without inclusivity, in all aspects, we, wouldn't be allowed to do what we do. You know what I mean? Like with other, minorities and shit like that and races. Like we wouldn't be allowed to eat in the same restaurant or at the same table as a white person. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't have inclusivity, you know what I mean? So we can't just cherry pick where we want inclusivity, like in the workplace or other shit. Like we can't cherry pick where we get inclusivity at. We have to have it at all or at not at all. You know what I mean? Like we need to have inclusivity all around or none at all. And we're choosing an all around because come on now, like for him to be black or part black, I don't know what he is technically. For him to be part black and to be complaining about inclusivity. For him to be part black and complain about inclusivity is crazy. He just sounds like a dumbass. But let's get back to it.
Black men are more attractive than fat men. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Jacked men are more attractive than fat men. Yeah. Alright, right. I feel like this is one of those prompts where like there's no yes or no to that because attractiveness is subjective. You know what I mean? It depends on person to person. Like you can say like, oh, overall, girls like this type of man more. Yeah, from whatever subset of women you're pulling from. Maybe they like a certain man more, but there's women out there that like the dad bod, that like, a chubby nigga, that like a big nigga. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you really can't pick a yes or no to this, because it all depends, it's a person on person type case. You know what I mean? It all depends on more factors than just their body. But there's some people who don't like fit people and like fat people more, so they have something to, grip onto, snuggle up on. You know what I mean? Like a damn teddy bear. So I don't really feel like this is a good prompt. It's like,
How come there's 4 guys over there? All right, so we're living in a bizarro world where people don't see the truth. Like, how is it possible that they're thinking, being obese and unhealthy is more attractive than being fit and healthy? How is this possible?
because people have different, types of things they're attracted to. Like, the fact that that's not clicking in their head and they all just walked over there is crazy. I want to see if anyone says it, though.
Possible.
Actually, you know what? This is precisely why a majority of women find a majority of men as unattractive. Because a lot of guys think this way, oh, I just be a nice guy and girls are going to like me. No, they're not. She's not going to suck your dick with the same veracity when you're a fat as when you're in shape. She's just not. See, people don't understand that women are aroused by one thing.
See, it's like just the way this nigga says things that piss people off so much. It's like the way he talks about certain groups of people and just the way he talks. Like, I don't know. I just personally don't fuck with it. But yeah.
They mean women.
Well, men could be attracted to
If
men.
I had to
we're just
switch
saying.
teams, I'm going with the Jag guy.
No Diddy, nigga. What do you mean by if you had to switch teams, you going with the Jack guy? That wasn't the question. Niggas didn't ask you if you had to change genders, who would you pick? You just offered up that information. If you had to switch teams, no one was pondering that if you wanted to switch teams or not. You gave that up willingly. No one asked for it either. No Diddy, nigga. Something's wrong with you.
Obviously, this is going to be like personal biases, but I think attraction is very fluid in the sense that I can 100% admit, like, there was probably 40 pounds of muscle ago is when most women would be like attracted to me. Of course, like fitness girls, they're totally okay with the size I am, but like probably most girls, I'm like too much for. So I guess like where do we
See, he gets it. I'm glad he gets it. He understands. He's more based in realism than half the niggas on his team are. I'm not gonna lie. He can understand that. I like that about him.
Draw that line of like, I think, for example, like you would be much more attractive to most women
Yeah.
than me. Would you agree with that?
Fuck no. This nigga's ugly. They may be attracted to how much money he's got, but like, come on now. The nigga's ugly as fuck. But like, then again, the fact that he has money will make him more attractive. So, if he has more money than him, then maybe. But if we're talking about all the look to look, fuck no.
The body positivity movement is problematic. Will the agreeers step forward?
They're saying is the body positivity movement problematic to an extent. Okay, to an extent, it may be problematic when it comes to promoting obese people that are like clinically overweight and that are like putting themselves in severe health risk. Yeah, that's when it becomes problematic. But we're just talking about people that aren't in health risk. You know what I mean? They're promoting people that maybe a little fat, but they're not at severe health risk and shit like that, right? Then it's not really problematic. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody should be comfortable in their bodies as long as they're healthy. You feel super comfortable in your body enough to come to a gym because the gym's always going to be a very inviting place. I've met some of the most friendliest people I know in the gym because that's where friendly people congregate at. Gym people are just naturally friendly. Like they're always, you always hear the term gym bro and shit like that because like in the gym it's like a damn brotherhood. Like we're really nice and friendly to each other and cordial. Cause we're just like that. Like we like being nice to each other, cause it's just a nice environment to be in. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. So yeah, you should never feel like like your body doesn't look good enough to go to the gym, because people are going to the gym to make their body look a type of way. That's where they're working on it at. So no one gives a damn how you look when you come in to work. You know what I mean? Like the people care more about the fact that you're there. Like people are happy to see that people are there. You know what I mean? Like that's good for you if you're going to the gym. You know what I mean? It's good that you're going.
To get where you want to go, like you just got to give it time. Be healthy in it, in all aspects, like mentally, physically. You've got to find the right avenue to do what it is that you need to do for yourself.
The body positivity movement is a huge psyop to keep us fatter and stupider. It's all a scam. The reality is that
And then this nigga just fucking comes in with just bullshit. Like these niggas having a good, intelligent disagreement and intelligent, back to back and forth argument, right? And then he just come in with that just hateful rhetoric because he thinks he's funny or some shit, or his viewers like it. Like these niggas are fucking laughing at him. These niggas are literally laughing at him because it's just like, nigga, you're like, I just don't like. It's like the way he says shit. Like he's trying to say it in the most harsh and harmful way to like piss a lot of people off to drive up his engagement, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. But like he's off of YouTube, so how well is it gonna work for him? Who knows?
being happy and content with yourself, it's not given, it's earned. You have to go out there, work, and then you're going to feel that satisfaction.
You don't have to do anything to be happy and content with yourself. You can just be it. You know what I mean? You don't have to earn it. Like who is this nigga to decide who earns what and how they earn it about their body? You know what I mean? Like if a nigga feels like he should be happy and content about his body, even though someone else feels like they shouldn't, who gives a fuck? He should. You know what I mean? Like allow him to do what he wants to do. It's none of your damn business.
Disagreeers?
So there's not a single problem.
Oh no, I'm not saying there's not a single problem. To me, body positivity is more about bodily autonomy. Like you were mentioning wanting to lose weight. My whole thing is like, yeah, it's your body. Do whatever you want with it. I don't think I, as a human being, have a right to tell any of you what to do with your bodies. But
And like you said, it's your body, and you have a right to do what you want with it. So speaking of, doing what you want with it and things like that, you should hit the subscribe button with it. You know what I mean? You should hit the subscribe button with it. Because this is the end, part one. This is the end of part one. This is my first, long form content YouTube video. You know what I mean? and I'm gonna drop part two probably a couple hours after, or the next day even, whenever this drops. But yeah, so this is the end of part one. So I think, if you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the topics we were talking about alongside Jubilee, you should, like and subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button, hit the like on it. I plan on dropping different content too. I plan on dropping plan on doing like a last to leave the or last to get knocked out the circle, like sumo and like big ass sumo suits type shit, like a little in person, a little video, little activity video. I plan on dropping that in a week or two after I hit 500. But yeah, no, I'm gonna drop part two to this in a little bit after that. Edit this. It's gonna be my first time editing and everything. So y'all should sub up to join the process and shit and see part two. Sub up, put notifications on all of that. And you should also, I'm gonna have the Twitch link in bio too if you wanna watch me react to things and give my take on things, in person and live and all that. So, join the Twitch, same name as YouTube. I'm gonna put the link there, but it's DJ Yaps, just like the YouTube and all that. And I'm gonna see you all in part two.